as always.
So, we've talked about WWE, and as I said, I've been itching to talk about a certain promotion that just had a certain pay-per-view called Double or Nothing last Saturday night, and of course we are talking about none other than All Elite Wrestling.
Hey.
Man, you know, before I flip and erupt, pause, but yeah, before I get into my thoughts, and as a collective, what was your thoughts on that pay-per-view, guys?
Well, remember what we said about Money in the Bank, how there's like 11 matches and only 6 of them are needed or whatever. Every single match
mattered.
Yes. Well, there was one that maybe I could have done.
Yeah.
The 6 women one.
That match was
the All Asian one.
They botched the ending, but that match was good.
I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it wasn't on par with everything else.
Definitely, it wasn't on par.
It was the one that was like, if everything's here, that one was it.
Yeah. Did you watch the pre-show one with the two young guys? No, the 2 young guys.
The
Cruiserweights, yeah.
We did.
Yes, it was straight after the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Listen, the Battle Royal.
It was good.
I have never ever seen an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Like, if that was the Andre Battle Royal, we'd have good Battle Royals. It wouldn't have to
everyone would actually care about the pre-show. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I would have traded the Battle Royal for that 6-woman tag match. The 6 women I would put out on the pre-show. The Battle Royal would be on the main show.
Yeah.
That Battle Royal was amazing.
It was.
It had everything. Like crazy, like the guy with no legs did the 619.
He was taking damage. The big massive guy, the flipping guy.
Yamashita. You remember that? The big sumo wrestler guy.
Yes.
Some of my 2K greats was in that match, man. Like Trent Barretta's tag match, that was awesome.
Mind you, though, admittedly, so I watched the pay-per-view. But I still had work to prepare for on Sunday morning and stuff, Sunday afternoon. So I was in and out of matches and stuff. So the Trent Barretta match and
best friends
and the beginning of no, not the beginning. Trent Barretta match, and there was another match that
on the main show.
Yeah. Oh, there was another match.
The female battle, triple threat.
That was a nice match. But
we'll go into each individual.
No, but there was I think it was the Trent Barretta match. Yeah. So you missed that match. I missed that match.
Good tag match.
I heard it was good, but I had to get ready for work and stuff.
Because this is a monumental event. We need to talk about each match individually. All right. So I got pretty much the majority in my head. So so the first match was the Battle Royal. As you said, that was freaking amazing. Seeing Ty Dillinger, obviously Sean Spears come back, looked amazing. Billy Gunn looked jacked as always. Glacier. I remember we was doing the reaction video, and even when he saw Glacier, he was like, "Whose dead is this?"
I was like, that is someone from the golden days.
Definitely. And his finisher when he spat in that guy's face.
No, can we just confirm? Did he actually free someone?
He throws that guy on the turnbuckle and he just poked him over, completely eliminated him. That was, for humor I'll allow it because it's fine.
Yeah.
The Sunny Kiss, Sunny Kiss, and the other one.
I'm a huge fan of him. I was fan of him.
He's the one that did that crazy. Is that Sunny Kiss?
Sunny Kiss is the black guy. He was like
Lazara. Lazara.
He was the one who had Tommy Dreamer.
He's got too much back.
I'm a fan of Sunny Kiss. I'm a fan of him in Lucha Underground and stuff like that.
He's good. He's actually good.
That Naka guy I liked.
Naka Sawa.
What, the oil? With the
oil, the oil, he was good.
Everybody in that match, there was the guy who I thought was like a British
Alberto Del Rio, the Gucci,
is it TJ something?
Oh, it's
MJP.
MJP, he's the one that cut the promo on them.
He's good. That promo was solid.
Very, very good.
Jimmy Havoc.
Jimmy Havoc, we saw him at the Grand. Yeah, that was good.
Boy.
Jungle Boy as well. He did some crazy move on Billy Gunn. He did some crazy, some rainbow cutter. I don't remember what it was. It was mad. But yeah, and obviously Tommy Dreamer, yeah.
So unfortunately, I can't really contribute to this particular match because
damn.
I came in when the guy went for the table, so that's where I came in on this.
Oh, and I love the tables as well.
Brilliant.
That is what you call a table.
Yes.
They were well done. So yeah,
I came in at that moment. The guy got chokeslammed over the rope through a table on his neck. I was like, whoa.
that was a sweet joke, man.
But that's where I came in. So
Fair enough.
anything after that, I saw.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Quite a bit after that.
Yeah, saw quite a bit. You saw Hangman Page as well. Yeah, obviously everyone knows he was meant to face Pac. Well, obviously he got pulled out, so he was in this match. Yeah, the ending was fine. I was, my favorite. We chose meant to be the MJP guy. We thought he was definitely going to win.
When it came down to the final four, I thought he was going to win.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Hangman Page, he's the number one contender for the world title for the next pay-per-view. Then the next match was it Jackie Evans and the other guy, the old neon green.
One-on-one match.
Kip Sabian against was it that two guys from Japan?
No, it was Kip Sabian versus.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a one-on-one. Sorry, yeah, it was. He came in the panda suit, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
I don't know, I can't remember the names. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
card out. You got
Randy, would you please?
Well,
Off the barrel says Kip Sabian and Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara, that was
so
yeah.
Kip Sabian. Oh,
Yeah.
white boy.
But yeah, that was.
He's British as well, I believe. Is he British? Kip Sabian?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I can't really.
He was the one who won, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the one that won.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did. I think was he the one that did a shooting star from the side of the rope and into he put him on the
Barricade.
barricade.
Yeah.
But he won with didn't he win with like a 450?
So yeah, 4-6-8.
Yeah.
No, he hit the 6 but he landed on his knees, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, but he actually won with was it a kick? Was it a punch? Was it a move? I remember,
It was a nice finish though. Yeah.
Right. It was a finish that I was like, okay, then this is definitely going to be the end.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a good match. And then on the main show, the first one I remember that was SCU, which consisted of Scorpio, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian versus the
The Strong Hearts.
The Strong Hearts,
so Seema, T-Hawk, and El Liederman.
That was
You could just tell when they came out.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of them.
Obviously, I
know who
you knew
Christopher
Daniels.
Daniels. Like, I mean,
Christopher
I'm a
Daniels
WWE guy, innit? I don't really know them like that. I know names, but like I could just tell from the vibe and the energy of their entrance. Like,
Even back in the day when TNA was called TNA, that was always been ride or die for Christopher Daniels.
Fallen Angel.
Fallen Angel. I'm here for Christopher Daniels, and then I think the SoCal thing. Were they at All In?
Yes, they were.
Yes. So because
Well, no, Christopher Daniels he fought Stephen Amell.
but then wasn't
Kazarian had his own thing going on.
Oh right.
Yeah, but
But again, I'm still a fan of Kazarian. And I guess this is a really good show with Scorpio, which to me,
because I never
he
knew
came
about
across as like Shelton Benjamin, but again,
I ain't gonna lie.
probably-
When I heard Scorpio, the commentator say Scorpio, I didn't know, but I thought, was that Too Cold Scorpio? And I was actually going to research him, and I was like, oh shit, he's back from WCW. No, that's definitely him. So yeah, but yeah, they put on a good match. The finish, boy. Even Kazarian put him in the tombstone, and then Christopher Daniels did the BME, and he just completely landed him and just spiked him, ultimate death. Even his reaction was just like, "Oh, he's dead. Shut your mouth." I gotta go for the pin. Absolutely folded him. Great match. That set the tone for the event. And then the next match was
well, the women's triple threat, triple threat, until Brandy and decided to announce that she wanted the match to be awesome. But when she said that, and then some random music hits, and then even the crowd are kind of silent. So, but the music hit, but then they kind of left it a good 10 or something seconds before anything came up. So when she said I want this to be awesome, I said to my little brother, but by awesome does that mean that Brandy's going to be in it, because she was in her ring gear? So then I was like, oh, is Brandy going to be in this match and stuff? But then some music hit. And then I'm like, awesome. So I was like, Awesome Kong isn't going to come out, is she? And then the graphic said Awesome Kong. And my little brother was like, oh my god, Awesome Kong's in it.
It's been a while since I've seen her.
As soon as she said awesome, I kind of got a hint it was Kong. I just had a feeling it was Kong.
It wasn't going to be the Miz.
I thought I'd have been weird.
It's one of the ones where everyone kind of forgets that she is still kind of a big star in terms of indie wrestling. But then again, because she's doing other ventures. Like she's still it's in Glow, and it's going to be in its third season now.
It's going to be in Glow. Yeah.
Well, she's in Glow, so it's I think they're filming right now, which I think why she turned up. But so it's when you think of her just doing other ventures and the fact that she left WWE in the first place because she had complications with her pregnancy. So you always think that maybe like health-wise, is she still good in the ring and whatnot? Because everything she's done prior to that has been minimal, like
100% agree. Yeah,
Alexa Bliss minimal. So you don't think she's going to be in the match, but then she turns up and you're like, oh, okay, like awesome comes here, like okay, I'm invested and stuff. She still like did bits and pieces in the match, took some bumps. So
I love how the commentator said like, look at Nyla Rose now, she's officially a cruiserweight now. So it's also
she looked like the Jessica match.
So that was
definitely what I saw.
I felt like that match did tell the story, and it told the story well. It told it in the sense that I guess we're supposed to believe that Kylie Ray is the underdog.
I like Kylie Ray. I like her more than Bayley.
But I guess she would be like what Bayley should be.
Yes.
But then at the same time, again, without really comparing the two and stuff. Even though we're going to do it, we don't need to do it, but we're going to do it. Kylie Ray, I guess, it would be what we would expect Bayley to be, but she just came across more fluid and like
more agile.
I definitely am more sold on her gimmick rather than Bayley's because.
Do you know what? It was just a bit too much. Like when Awesome Kong's walking down to the ring and clearly about to kill you, and she's still like, it's almost Santino-ish. Like you're smiling at everything because your name is like
That's the thing. That's why you're so there because it's like
it's just a bit cartoony.
You still stick with your character. It's like I hate to go back to WWE reference of Broken Matt. Like the way Broken Matt was weird and stuff, and just kept with his character. Even like promos and stuff. He keeps doing his weird thing, which made you think, what is he doing? But you kind of were invested in it. He kept it going. So I think this was the same with Kylie Ray. She kept doing that.
She just kind of reminded me of, do you know Maria in her first run?
Oh yeah, when she was all ditzy and
it's just like I'm not saying she's ditzy, but just that whole everything's great. Like it's just. But as an athlete, she was
Maria was so hard. Maria was hard when she got that.
They were all like that's what women aren't allowed to do. They don't get that time. You might get that on NXT.
Yeah.
But you won't get that on.
There's a high chance you would, but you're right. It's not guaranteed.
If you're not Charlotte, you don't get that kind of stuff.
It was a great match, and what I liked about it wasn't just a bunch of thin blonde women. It was like you had the bigger women who were showing that they could move. Didn't one of them jump over the top or something like that? Crazy. Crazy. And I completely get the restrictions sometimes. Because one, WWE don't want to give everything away on weekly TV. That's just bad business. And two, there is a lot of danger there. If you keep doing stuff like that every week, someone's going to get hurt. It's about longevity. You want people to last about 10 years. So I get it, but if you do it right, it can be done beautifully. That was AEW. That was a great women's match.
I feel like the best thing about the match for me was that it was a solid end. Because unfortunately, at All In, that ending was shaky. Because she hit the move and then she went to do the pin and the ref kind of counted, but then that last count was when she kind of fell out of position. So the ref kind of went to stop, but then Tessa Blanchard acted like she won, and then the music played and you're like, did she win? And it's like, oh, she won, okay, cool. But then it's like, so this one was at least a solid ending, and it was a nice ending that Uranagi that she did. She like landed at the
Yoshihashi.
And then like
a match like that, main event at WrestleMania,
very much so,
no botch roll up.
So the women's match, it was genuinely a great match. So what was
again?
You had your best friends match, which was Chuck Taylor and Trent Barretta. They faced Angelico and Jack Evans.
Great match.
I saw one moment which was, I guess, they hit like a move, but then after he hit it, he kind of like did a springboard up and then kind of rolled over or something like that. Some one of the tag team moves that they did, and I was like, oh, okay. But he like springboarded up afterwards and then went to the side kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I got to that point and then I had to go. It's like,
so I thought the match was a great tag team. I remember training WWE, dude busted things. Like I thought he was good. I mean,
he was like a highlight for me on Superstars back then. Because back then, like Superstars, it came on Sky Sports in the daytime.
Yeah, I remember.
And I would do that thing where so I would still record Superstars, and then if I'm doing things like sorting out my music or doing my homework and stuff, I would legit like have, I say homework, I mean coursework, I was at uni, and then I would legit like just have Superstars in the background, and my stars like Yoshitatsu, Trent Barretta, Tyson Kidd, like all of those like lesser stars on Superstars every week. I grew to like them as superstars, I guess. And then so Trent Barretta, once I knew that he was coming out, I was gutted that I had to miss that match because I wasn't sold on that match happening because they didn't tell us that match was happening.
There's a lot of matches that were in there. Yeah.
There's only 2 matches that they didn't tell us about. That tag team match, the 6-woman tag team match.
Okay.
Those 2 weren't announced. All the rest of the card was announced.
Okay.
So I was like, any match that was going to happen that I wasn't told about, that was going to be my break to do things well. And in this case, that was that match for me. So
the match was good. The only thing I'd say that if I was to critique anything, the ending. So not the ending to the actual match. What happened after the match was a bit, because I'm pretty sure that was.
After the end of the match.
It was a bit. I mean, I think it was great, fantastic in the sense of introducing new people.
Yeah.
Because they were new people, it was a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, people. The crowd was flat.
If it was a known tag team, I'm just making up tag teams. But can you imagine if it was just an established tag team like the Dudleys or whatever? Someone that we all knew. Crowd popped huge. But because it was like the lights went out, and the lights went out a few times.
Yes.
And then when they finally showed who it was like.
Who are they?
I
Viking experience, like,
I thought he was Viking experience. That's for a second. I was just like, who is this dude?
I didn't think he was
around the ring.
Yeah.
It was just a bit.
I ain't gonna lie, the tag finisher looked nice though. He had him like in the Goro Buster. The cutter.
It was like the other great male tag team match.
I think definitely the mysteriousness of it, like the way that match was back and forth, just kept. It just wasn't non-stop, and it just kept happening from times where, the person was doing a flip, they jumped on the outside, they came back inside, and it was still going on. It was just non-stop, back and forth action, and obviously the end was a bit weird. I mean, because obviously
I saw that bit.
The lights went out, and then
I mean, I like the thing he had a human throne.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
cool.
Oh hell yeah.
That was really cool.
But I just because you didn't know who they were, and even the commentators didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who are these? Like, it wasn't a really good start for them.
I mean, that's how you kind of start, I think, when you want something mysterious to happen, because you've seen it like in past where some people in masks turn up and they attack people, and people are like, who is that? What's going on?
Of course.
But that's TV.
But
when is the next time we're going to see them now?
True.
Probably not till October when the weekly TV happens.
No one's going to remember. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Unless they cut promos, if they are somehow videos.
So I think right now it's all pay-per-views and online and stuff.
Right now, for the time being, to keep people enticed. But yeah, fair enough.
So after that match, it was I guess it was Cody
6.
Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes, wasn't it?
So not the
Brother
6.
versus brother. Brother versus brother now.
No, it was Hikaru. It was the women's match. So
Oh,
the
really?
six,
This is
The
the
fatal four-way or the 6 women?
the six women's tag team match.
Yeah,
so
that match. I mean, you know what I said about the SKU match?
SCU.
About how before you even get to the ring, you can just tell from the vibe of the entrance, it's gonna be fire. And that's talking for me who didn't even know who they were. I didn't get that from the entrances. I just thought the entrances were very like cartoony, and I get it. I get the culture and all of that. I'm not ragging on that, but it was just. Even like I think there was a mistake with the entrance, like it was Towntron.
So the wrong people's names.
The screen was saying something else as to who was coming out. And it was just, and then when they got into the ring, it was like one of them cartoony type of matches, and it was just.
Yeah, I couldn't take that one that looked like a Final Fantasy 7 character.
With orange.
I couldn't
and that
take
old
it
mama
seriously.
one.
She
just looked like
Big Mama.
On it, like,
that's what I'm saying. She looked like she was a liability.
That's just her style of wrestling, though.
Of course.
But like, it just.
It wasn't welcoming to the eye.
There were elements of the match that was good. I'm not, like I said, it was not bad.
You know what?
Until everything was good until that botch ending.
Oh god, yeah.
The guy who had the itchy bell finger, that was just like, it was a 1-2.
Ding ding ding. He told that match.
The crowd let him know as well. You fucked up
majorly. That just like I had like little hope for it, and that just deflated me again.
45
instantly.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was you gonna say?
I was gonna say I feel like when you watch the match, you often forget that like the Asian women wrestlers, they really do take some heavy bumps.
Oh yeah.
So like when you watch this match and then you see like the way the bumps these women are taking, they're tiny women, and it's like they're getting folded up and then flung down
against the barricade.
Yeah, you're like, whoa, okay.
It was one like things did that ragdoll move, when they pulled about the hair and the
No. I remember that. Because you can't fake that. You can't. There's no way you can. You just have to prepare for pain. You just pull your hair a little bit and the pain.
For me, that was mad. Obviously, coming out and knowing they were Japanese, I had a feeling it was going to be like a hard hitting match.
Right. And sometimes these chops.
Whenever you know like Japanese wrestlers, you know they're going to get physical. Someone is going to get hurt. Literally. So when I obviously saw them coming out, it was a bit stagnant. They were, they didn't really sell it in their entrances, but
that's how they are in
when they got in the ring and they started doing their thing, I was like, okay, they were really hitting each other and punching each other, and I thought, okay, I'm getting into this. Yeah, you know what I mean. And
it's a bit of a culture shock, like especially from someone like us from the West. If we see that, like the way they come out and stuff, you're just like, okay, this is we have to wait until the actual match happens to actually appreciate it. So you're right. But yeah, I thought that was enjoyable. Besides the bartending and the cartoony, but yeah, at the same time, you just gotta keep it in your mind that this is how they are in humor, or in China or Japan or whatever. And like it will get better. But even if it did get better, even though it did get better, it was still the weakest match on the card, in my opinion.
See, I would have said I still felt I thought it was on par. It might not have been as hyped or as, I guess, how can I put it? Okay, so it may not have been the best thing on the menu, but it was not the worst thing on the menu.
No, I wouldn't say it was the worst thing. I'm not saying it was shit either, but it was just in terms of like what everyone compared to everyone else. It was the least. I'm not saying it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad.
It was literally only two things with that whole pay-per-view without jumping the gun that made me think, that match and backstage segments.
The backstage segments.
I thought the backstage segments were almost TNA-ish.
Yeah.
Oh no, there was like the error on the pre-show, the bit on the pre-show when they were like, so we're going to be doing this. But then he was like, okay, I guess we're not going to be doing this. So we're going to be doing this, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, so we're not going to be doing that either. He actually said that on the camera. Like,
I didn't hear that bit.
And then they were like, when they were hyping the matches and stuff, and then the tag team one came up for Young Bucks and stuff. Their graphic was up for like 2 seconds. So he was talking about it, but then it's saying Kenny Omega and Jericho.
Wow.
So then it's like just little things that were very kind of like WCW.
I think definitely
things.
Obviously because it's their first.
I was about to say I'll give them some leeway.
Second. Because if you're gonna count all in,
and let's not even like give them flipping training rules. They know what to do. They've been in other promotions, like they've got money. Like it's not this is their first rodeo.
I know, but it's like a collective thing. They've all like come together, and it's like this is like their first sort of pay-per-view.
Well, for Tony Khan especially.
Yeah, it's like all elite wrestling, and he had to put his hand in as well. So it was like they all had to try and figure this out together.
When he was at the back, he was basically taking the role of Vince McMahon. He was on the headset and everything.
And he's not really someone who does something like that.
I have kind of thought that about all other promotions altogether, even TNA or whatever. I just feel like we can critique WWE all we want, but the way the backstage segments are done, I think are untouchable. Now, when I say that, I am not talking about the content of because some backstage segments in WWE are terrible. But I'm talking about how it's filmed from a media,
like the transitioning and all that.
I don't see any other promotion touching
when they're like Michael Cole, so we're going to this backstage.
Fadeaways, all of that. It's glitz and glam. I mean,
no, I get you. That I understand definitely. Yeah,
but it would be nice to see that level.
I think they'll pick it up.
I think so. I hope so because that one, the acting like that thing was just like, hi, how you doing? I'm what is it? I'm Nick. Like
something along those lines.
He was just like. That was really.
I guess that was just the intro.
That's the episode of their show, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I know. That's how they are on YouTube. But certain things on YouTube doesn't really convey well on TV. So you gotta be careful. You know what I mean? So you don't want to end up like TNA because sometimes TNA does have them kind of decent backstage segments, or even Lucha Underground. That's very like movie like their segments. But just do better.
I always thought TNA segments were weird because, although I suppose maybe they're going for that quote-unquote raw vibe, it was always just never structured. So Ric Flair could be talking and then Hogan will say something while Ric Flair's still speaking.
It's all ad-lib.
It just seems like the camera's rolling in real life as opposed to like the lines.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
But moving on.
Next match.
I know what's next.
It was the brother versus brother
Cody
match.
Rhodes versus Dustin Rhodes. Boy!
One of the best matches Dustin Rhodes has ever been a part of.
That's saying something.
You know what I mean?
That should have been at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
When they were there, that should have been a fucking WrestleMania.
It was a big fuck you to Triple H. That match was.
The entrances. Oi.
I will say that match couldn't have been at WrestleMania. If we had that exact photocopy match at WrestleMania, how can your undercard be bigger than it's not fair. Like they would have, for that match to be at WrestleMania, they would have had to have been booked differently.
Well, hell, like Shawn Michaels and Undertaker were one.
No,
they were the main event of it.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I mean. I just mean the Stardust Cody Goldust feud in WWE, the way it was booked.
Oh yeah,
for them to then have that match.
Yeah, no. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
But here's why this is why I give credit to AEW. They didn't even have a build.
Yeah.
Their build was tweets.
Yeah.
And they gave us that.
Yeah.
That was, I might even say, if not the best card on the match, which I want to say.
Best match on the card, you mean?
It's the best card in the match. It's the best card in the match.
Best match on the card. Yeah. Is that not what I said?
No.
Double check.
It's a Joker card. Yeah.
If that was not the best match on the card, which I kind of want to say, it was definitely one of the best matches.
Oh yeah,
it was beautiful. It was amazing. It had
was emotion,
real wrestling, a bit of entertainment there as well, without being too stupid, and it was just fun. It was just like
I'm gonna say it. I felt like that was the match of the night for myself. Like, I watched it from start to finish. You don't want to say it, I'll say it.
It was on Kenny Omega and Jericho.
So I would say that match. For me, that match, it kind of seemed like, okay, so I'm gonna be this person. I am here for blood. I've never been here for excessive blood. Ever since Eddie Guerrero JBL, when you found that was real. So ever since that, I've always been here for. I've always been here for. You can have blood in the match. So like, you know, a superstar gets like a cut above their eye, or you know, they bleed from the nose or busted mouth or something like that. Blood is fine. I've never been here for excessive blood, even when I was younger. I just never have been here for it. It's just like, sometimes it's overkill. Yeah, I get that that's what they're selling in this match, that it was kind of like, you know, he's putting his blood, guts and everything, and just blood, sweat and tears into this match, and that's the story that they're telling. Maybe I feel like if that would have been cut back a little bit, so it would have been like, maybe like a real cut. But it's just like
because you couldn't tell where it's coming from.
Right, it was just like his whole face was red, and it's like, from what? What happened? Because from where he should have been bleeding, which was from the turnbuckle, he didn't actually start bleeding until like a good 5 minutes later on.
No, he didn't start bleeding until he got speared by Brandy.
Right, and then he was bleeding outside the ring.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, then
it was too much. If anything, it may have made cut too deep. It was by accident. Probably. If that wasn't the case, then you're right. It was a bit too much.
Yeah, it was poor.
It was
and then so kind of also, if you're gonna, I kind of always liked it. So fair enough. Like I said, I'm not here for the blood, and I don't require it in the match. But yeah, it helps with the storytelling. So again, in a match like this, it would have made sense that also if Cody Rhodes is going to bleed as well.
Yeah.
So the idea is that these brothers are literally going at it. But then to here's that Dustin Rhodes is the only one bleeding.
Yeah, but I think with the way they told it, like, well, the blood was going on Cody as well, and then Cody was like using it to rub on himself as well.
Yeah.
Cody,
if two people are bleeding, that's really unhealthy.
You got that in all them Triple H Shawn Michaels matches, like both of them were
Oh
bleeding.
yeah.
Fake blood though, man.
The same as this one as well. I think it was fake.
No, I don't think it was.
Bleeding,
No, he was. I think that's what I'm saying. I think
when
it
it's
was
fake blood, your face will look like Ric Flair in any normal match, like where it's just
red.
paint. But
It
when
was
it's dripping,
dripping,
that's real blood.
Yeah, that was
Fake blood
definitely.
will never drip. No, it's just like a mask.
So you think that he like Eddie Guerrero did that?
Yeah, but I think he just did. Yeah, he bladed.
Whether he was meant to bleed that much, I don't know. Maybe he did.
I don't think he did. I think he meant to like just counter, but I think he mistakenly went in deeper.
But the fact that they got as far as they did and went as long as they did, if he really was bleeding and stuff, then we don't.
Exactly.
Because
you lose
even-
your
Exactly. Even Zach Gowen. Zach Gowen. I was in an interview with him recently, and even he said that when he got brutalized by Brock Lesnar, it was his first time blading on TV. So he tried to do a little niche, and then like it didn't work. So you can feel the vibration of Brock Lesnar coming towards him to pick him up, and by the time he picks him up, he should be bleeding. So he actually he just said fuck it. He just did like a big 7 on his face, and he just completely just like I think he cut like maybe not an artery, but like a something in his, and that's how you see him just completely like covered. So like that stuff can happen. Maybe he was trying to blade himself when he hit the turnbuckle, didn't work. So he just overdid it when he got speared by Brandy outside. So while she was getting carried away by DDP.
The feud was really small to me, but then she speared Goldust,
and
she looked credible.
She looked nice.
So it's like, so is she like going to be a powerhouse?
Maybe. Yeah. I'm just like, well, the stuff that she done, you will never see Stephanie McMahon never do that. You know what I mean? Never. But yeah, I mean, like, it had everything. It wasn't over the top. Because you was worried, like, ever since he got busted open, you thought that he was just going to be stumbling all over the match, and and not going to be just putting up a fight. But yeah, like Goldust came back. Dustin Rhodes. He came back, did some crazy move to the sunset flip power bomb.
Oh my god, that got a massive pop in it.
Huge pop. That was mad. And then Cody Rhodes did my old finisher on 2K. Yeah. No. The other one we did the Goro Buster, and he flipped him and he landed his.
The vertebra.
That one, the vertebraker. Yeah. And then he did the Cody the Crossroads.
But then Dustin Rhodes also hit a Crossroads.
Yeah, but it was in the air as well. That was nice.
That's a spin talk up.
Yeah.
But he hit an actual Crossroads as well.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're right.
Belt thing.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Bad brother.
That should have been technically a DQ, but I digress. It is what it is.
I think AEW is going to be a thing where it's like that unless it's specified that it's
they'll bend the rules. Yeah.
Unless it's specified that it is
some leniency.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, definitely match of the night. I mean, that doesn't take away from everything else, but yeah, that was definitely match. What was next?
I thought that match was so good. We didn't watch AEW because we wanted CM Punk or John Moxley to come back, right? But obviously everyone's there thinking, it could happen, it'd be great if it happens, I want it to happen, type of thing. After watching that match, I said it to you, I said, you know what? If John Moxley and CM Punk don't show, I don't even mind.
Right. Like that match like sold, I guess, the brand to me what I'm to expect. But then I'm hoping that if we're going to get more content like that, then I guess for next time it will just be okay. Can we get a build?
Of course.
That's what it is.
So just before we go to that, do you think that WWE World WWE, do you think they're going to retaliate to what Cody did to Triple H's throne?
Potentially.
He said that wasn't actually meant to be a shot.
How could it not be a shot?
This is just what he said.
He just went point blank and burnt every bridge.
What
he did. He did explain it.
I mean, it was a shot.
Of course, he knows that he's burnt every bridge. That there's no going back.
Okay, so I think one of two things will happen. Nothing.
The way that they go.
Or a very off-the-cuff comment.
Oh yeah.
The little digs, the really tiny digs that they've thrown at
Triple H is known for that. He did that Hall of Fame.
It'll be something just something really tiny, and it won't even be directly to them. It'll be like Triple H is feuding with someone, and to make that person who's feuding with seem small, he's going to use that as a comparison to.
When you go back to that percent of a company,
he's feuding with Orton right now, isn't it?
So he's going to go, you've got anger management problems. You throw things on the floor. You break chairs or whatever. It's going to be something.
Of course.
That. Break thrones or whatever. And then
I've got no job for you here, but I hear. I hear TNA is higher.
That was crazy. Even though TNA is technically defunct, but that was a nice. No,
they could Impact.
Yeah, they called Impact Wrestling now. And
Impact was the show.
No. It's a complete change now. Dixie Carter, she's not president no more. Jeff Jarrett's not. Yeah, it's a totally different.
TNA just got renamed.
Well,
we
people say TNA because it's the way you still understand who it's about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, but is it actually not the same company?
No, not really.
Two companies formed one.
Yeah.
So it's Global Force Wrestling and TNA.
Was Impact the show back in the day?
It was Global Force Impact. It was called. But then
what was their TV show?
TNA Impact as well.
TNA Impact.
TNA was with TNA Impact.
Yeah.
But then it's like TNA's gone through so much now, and it's like that thing where even my little brother was talking about how TNA have gone to being like a show that was like a rival competitor to WWE, to now being a wrestling show that has 1,000 views on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I thought TNA was like WWE and Impact was Raw or something like that.
No.
Was the show.
There was because it used to be TNA Impact and then TNA Explosion. And then that was it. Yeah.
So Impact was Raw and Explosion was SmackDown.
Yeah, basically. But then obviously again because there was so many reskins ever since Hogan came and went.
Did they have six sides again?
They did briefly. So it went 6 sides, and then it went back to 4, and then it went back to 6 sides,
and now it's back to 4 again.
That was their niche.
It went to 4 because of Hogan.
And they had the X Division thing, which the X above the ring.
Listen, I only watched it. I've never ever watched it properly, but I only really watched it with Christian.
Those are the good.
I only watched it with Christian and Angle.
Christian and Angle. But that was the sad thing to say is that was my introduction to AJ Styles.
Wow.
Christian's dumb sidekick. So when AJ Styles came to W, I was like,
Wow.
joke until he was stupid.
That was a bad timing.
His feuding with Christopher Daniels.
Yeah,
Like,
so that's what I'm saying. Like,
But
I
that's
know
before.
now that he did all these great things, but during Christian's time,
Yeah, of course, yeah,
AJ was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke. Yeah, it was. That's bad timing.
Yeah, that was my memory of AJ, man.
Understandable. Shit.
So the next segment of the show would, after that, was I believe the title introduction.
Yes.
So
Yes, it was. Yeah.
now I'm gonna be that one. I'm gonna say for the title introduction now, when they were like, okay then, so my little brother was like, okay, so they're gonna have someone big introduce the title, but then he was like, they couldn't get someone big, so in the end it's just gonna be this random comedian. So when I see the comedian,
Kevin
I'm like,
Hart.
oh, he's like a British comedian, isn't he? Like Jack something.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Jack White. So they were like, oh, so he's going to be introduced there. And I was like, oh, but what relevance does he have to wrestling to kind of introduce it? He's not even a big name like that. And then when the guy's like, oh, so, you know, he has the pleasure of introducing the title, but, you know, he wants to get some help. So there was no further ado, let me introduce, you know, the best there is, the best there was. And you're like, I know that's Bret Hart saying, but then it's no way going to be Bret Hart. He just got introduced into the Hall of Fame. It's not going to be Bret Hart.
He didn't get inducted.
He did. He was inducted.
No, wait. Was he inducted?
He was in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he was.
They were inducted as a team, innit?
Yeah, as a team.
So that's
There's a double Hall of Fame.
I thought I was wrong then for a moment. I he got inducted. But okay, so he got inducted into the. Yeah, right. Like no, like panic mode went off then in my head. Like what?
I thought he was inducting Neidhart.
No, yeah, it's
but I
right.
realised he went in with
yeah.
It was the acceptance speech. But yeah, so I'm like, he just got inducted. Like, it can't be Bret Hart. Fair enough, I know that like Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart is one of those names that, like, regardless of what he is doing or what his alliance in WWE, he can do other things. You know what I mean? Because even when Hulk Hogan was doing what he was doing in Impact, he was still very much mentioned in WWE. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like you can't kind of certain names. They're just they're just supernovas. You can't whatever. But with Bret Hart, you're like, he's still fresh to WWE.
Yeah.
He's there. And then he turned up, and you're like, whoa!
Crazy.
Like, whoa. I wonder what his paycheck was.
Do you think he's burned bridges with WWE?
No, because you can't, as WWE, you can't burn bridges with people like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan,
Bret Hart had a
Bret
bridge
Hart.
burned for a very long
He
time.
did, but then even with his bridge being burned, Bret Hart was still very much a phenomenon in WWE because of the Montreal Screwjob. There will always be
I don't mean they're
something
going to
that means
delete
that
him.
Bret Hart
but
is
I
going to
just
be.
mean, is he going to show back up in the WWE ring?
Maybe
anytime
not.
soon?
And but if he doesn't really care because he's already been inducted for both times that he's
right.
you know, so he's good. He doesn't really care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's fine.
But then
already
at
in
the
there.
same time, it's like Bret Hart turns up and you're like, okay, Bret Hart in AEW. No, I'm not saying that he needs to be there as a prominent name. It's just they got a big name like that. And
Do you
it's
think
like,
WWE knew? Do you think he spoke to out of respect? Do you think he had that?
No.
Mind you, would he even need to? Because
Yeah,
again, he's a
No,
big
he wouldn't
name.
need to, but I just mean respectfully.
But then he's not turning up there to kind of say, okay, he prefers his promotion. He was saying that he's
WWE.
He was saying that he feels grateful to be a part of the announcing of their title.
Yeah, true.
So he was saying that he was humbled and stuff like that. He wasn't saying that, oh, I'm here because it's the premier brand and all that sort of stuff. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was like
And then
saying,
you had it. Then it was the whole promo with who did you say it was
MJP and then Adam Page.
and Hangman Page.
Hey, MJP killed it. Yeah, look behind you, Brett. He was savage, absolute savage. He's got, like you said yesterday, he's got a bright future. Definitely.
He's definitely got the trolling factor in his character. But then again, so we were talking cosmetics a moment ago in terms of WWE is really clean in how they present things and how they. Yes, everyone messes up. We get this, but WWE, when it comes to how they present things and how things come across on camera, they still get the job done. What I will say is that it was definitely a struggle just trying to see the belt.
Yes,
and how Bret
it was
Hart
really
held it.
awkward because
It's
he wasn't
like-
even facing the camera.
Yeah,
He's
it's
facing
like-
towards the entrance.
Yeah, it's like
they were still cutting on the part where he was getting attacked by Havoc and the other Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
So and then all of a sudden you just see
Everything
Bret
everyone
like
forgot,
standing there like
Bret's
with his
holding
hand
the
in the
belt,
air,
yeah.
and you're like, well, what's
So
going on?
it just makes you wonder, like, was So what was the whole point of doing this whole promo with MJP?
Yeah.
Like, what
I
was
think that was just purely entertainment. And
I
to
guess.
kind of introduce people.
It was,
Because it's a new show, so they're still going to introduce.
Yeah,
They're going to have
Also, again, if we're going to talk cosmetics, it was the break from Cody Rhodes, Dustin.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So just give it a little
But
breather. So we're
that
doing this
title
out.
Didn't that belt look fucking sexy?
From what we saw, yeah.
That belt.
I couldn't help but think of it like I'm like, was there side plates? Because I'm look, okay, WWE's made me that person now. I don't care about having your name on the belt. You need the side plate with your logo, like you need all of that.
It was very
And
similar.
I'm looking
to
at it like
Impact's title.
Big Gold.
I thought it looked like
the big gold, the
Championship.
heavyweight one. You
Yeah.
think? I think to me it looked like the Impact.
Yeah,
But
for the
that's
old
like
Impact,
black and
yeah.
silver, black and silver.
Yeah,
now, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like, not black and
Oh,
gold.
even
No,
Yeah,
actually, it
fucking
reminded me also of the new ECW belt, the one where.
Oh yes, the
Not the silver one.
Yeah.
second one. It's not as big as that one, but I
But
guess
then you remember the silver? Yeah,
I do remember, but
I
I
think
hated that title.
It said the ECW on the belt, didn't it? Like, so that's how you
Yeah.
for the AEW bit.
Oh, fair enough.
And the
Yeah,
fact that it was big and silver. Yeah.
Is it silver? Isn't it gold?
yeah, it's gold.
Gold and
The
silver.
AEW title is gold.
Gold and silver.
Really?
Gold and silver.
Oh, it's
Then there's
gold.
silver on there as well.
Yeah, that
wasn't-
that
it wasn't
silver
gold, like-
track, but the belt, like
Yeah, the belt inside is gold,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's gold.
The belt is gold, but the AEW bit is like, what is it, blue or black? Or
Something like that.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't something.
Alright, it wasn't gold like the SmackDown Heavyweight Championship. It wasn't
no,
that gold.
no.
No,
I
no,
thought it was
no.
silver. I legit thought it was silver.
No,
I liked the fact it was
no.
silver. I was like-
No.
Oh,
That's why I said the ECW, bro.
Otherwise, then it would look like the Impact belt, because the Impact belt right now
Yeah.
is black and silver.
Oh,
with a little bit of blue
I
on
didn't
it.
see that because
Well,
I
that
don't know what
again
you're
goes back to the cosmetics. I mean, fair enough, we watched the same show and we saw gold, but I didn't. That's what I'm saying.
Again, just that whole little moment, the title belt wasn't shown enough on TV.
Yeah.
And then when it was shown,
It was weird, and
kind
then
of like,
he did it like this, and then he turned it, and then he held it like by the
But
strap.
he
He was just
holding
doing that.
it.
Like he was like some cross. It was fucking weird. It was really awkward. And then he just left it there, and then he walked to the back, and it looked like he was going to go straight into the screen.
Tried to make it like it's a 24/7 title. There you go. That's it.
And can I just say, how noble is it of Cody, who could easily have put himself in a position where he's not made himself the champion, he's not made himself.
He didn't do
a
it Jeff
number one
Jarrett.
contender.
He didn't do it Jeff
He
Jarrett.
could have, even if he wasn't going to give himself the title, he could have put himself in a position where it would have been him and Jericho or something like that. He just like, I'm going to have an entertaining match with my brother. The title can go to one of
But like I said,
That's
we
how
already
you know I think AEW is going to go far, because Cody is like, I'm not going to be a narcissistic and say I'm going to hold the title first. I'm going to let the talent come and actually hold the gold before I do. Say that, you know.
And like
I'm
I
going to
said-
let it play off where we're going to see entertaining matches. We're going to see, and everything he was saying as well. Yeah, I mean, made me think this guy's in it for the long term. He's in it really.
Oh, yeah.
to make this thing actually, solid.
and like I said before, like we already have 2 companies that's done it already. We don't need another one that needs to be, like the head honcho and to assert yourself, have the world championship. Jeff Jarrett done it, Triple H has done it, everyone in the McMahon family's done it. So we don't need. So it's time to have an actual refresh, a revolution to show that just because you are the head honcho, you don't need to put yourself in the top picture. Not yet, anyway.
And you hit it right. It's about longevity. Like I'll use a perfect example. Like my friend today. This is someone who I went to school with, and we used to watch WWF, but he grew out and just stopped watching. Right? He's living in China now. I think he's messaging me today about AEW.
You know what I mean?
He's telling me, I haven't watched wrestling in ages, but what's this AEW thing? I'm quite intrigued. Like, what's the story behind it? Like,
there you go.
And he's watching it now, like in China. Like that's flipping
It's
crazy.
just bringing people back in, man. That's what AEW is doing. I haven't been this excited about wrestling since the Attitude Era, literally. Since because like when I see AEW and I see the potential, the matches all on point, and you're looking at the longevity and you're seeing the amount of names they've brought in so far, the potential names they could bring in as well, the potential matches that could happen. Just everything looks solid.
I just think we're going to lose a few WWE superstars. I think some people
at least
They're seeing that. They're over there.
That some of them were over there. Some of them were tweeting on the night where they was going down.
They're all in trouble.
Yeah, like Velveteen Dream was being blatant with his tweets. He was saying everything that was going on.
I was checking the list because I wanted to see which WWE superstars.
You know what I mean?
Like literally, like look, no disrespect, but the Ty Dillingers and people like that leaving. From a fan perspective, I like Ty, but like it's not a loss.
No.
But Dean Ambrose,
Yeah, that's massive.
Dean Ambrose is a big gap.
That's massive.
We're going to see more of that, I think, man. And that's going to be a problem for WWE.
Yeah.
But it depends though, because you see again, when you think of so each how do I put it? So each wrestling what do you call them? Like each like company, each whatever, yeah. They all kind of have their, I guess, niches or reasons for existing kind of thing. So then with WWE, because they're such a super giant, they kind of just do everything. So whatever happens on the indies eventually get watered down and then end up in WWE kind of thing. So but then it's like all of the indie promotions or all of that, they all have a niche. So it's like when you look at Impact, their thing is the X division. Yeah, so they have that's their main niche and whatnot. They were the ones that initially had the women's tag team belts, but then I don't know what happened. I don't even know. And then you look at Lucha Underground, that's all Lucha Libre type wrestling and stuff, more or less. And then you look at what's it called? AEW. Their one is that they're going to be all about tag team wrestling. Which
Is that their thing?
Yeah, they're making tag team wrestling fun.
I didn't realize that
was going to be their.
That was a huge clue. Now tag matches are implemented.
That's going to be like their home and their thing. It's going to be more tag teams and whatnot, or at least tag team wrestling is going to be the bulk of their concept. Which is why WWE is going hard on tag team right now.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, that's where AEW are going to go, and then you're going to see a lot of these solo wrestlers jumping ship and stuff. It's like, okay, so how much time are they actually going to get? Because if it's a tag team show, if it's going to be a show that's based on tag team wrestling, fair enough, they're going to have the already established tag teams, or they're going to establish tag teams. But then if they're going to bulk out the shows, then where the superstars like Dean Ambrose, like John Moxley or whatever, fit onto the card.
True.
And then it's like, because if you're going to have like what, 2 singles matches and then three tag team matches on the show, then all your single stars aren't going to always be used. You know where I'm coming from? So then it's like, okay, then so yeah, what was Ty Dillinger's name on this
Sean Spears.
Okay, so if he's on this show again, how often is he going to be used as a solo star? Is he now going to have to team with someone and then become a tag team wrestler? Therefore, he actually gets used more. Can you see where I'm coming from? So you might get people who want to jump ship and whatnot, but then at the same time you're going to jump ship. Where would you fit on the card? See what I mean? So that's just my thing. So you probably got all these wrestlers that are like, they really want to leave for something new and whatnot, or prospects and stuff. But again, where do you fit in that world? Okay, that's just my thing.
I think it's also like a smart idea that they didn't like unveil the tag team titles like just yet. They unveiled like the World Heavyweight Championship, so to say, okay, we're going to just take you away from that you kind of try to focus on that, but the main thing here we're focusing on is the tag team. So it doesn't really put light on it, but it kind of keeps it under the card, which still makes people would want to appreciate it. So in sense of that, where it would be like, well, they're fighting for something, but they're not fighting for it just yet. They're going to have to work their way to get to that point where the titles are going to be unveiled. I don't know when, probably 2-3 months, or when their next pay-per-view is. So to entice people to say, okay, this is the clinic, this is what's going to happen. These people are battling, but they're battling for nothing right now, but they're showing you the pride and honour that comes with this tag team division. So for me, it's a smart move, because it takes away that like shine and say, okay, we've got World Heavyweight Championship now. Everybody's looking at that like, oh, that's the main one, but it's not. So it's like, it's undercover, but it's a smart thing where they're going to show you that it's not really. So
right, yeah, I get that.
Sure.
So after we had the title unveiling, the next match was...
It was the Young Bucks match, so...
yes.
It was the Young Bucks.
Again, that was my close second.
Against the Lucha Brothers.
This man, you know, he didn't know shit about the Young Bucks.
You didn't know the Young Bucks?
Well, no. He said, when he heard that they were supposed to be the greatest, one of the greatest tag teams of the world, he was just like, Nani? No, sir, no.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
I was like, wait till you watch this. Wait till you watch this match. Go on.
Yeah. I knew the Young Bucks. Okay. I didn't know them. Like, I'd never watched the Young Bucks match. I just knew Super Kick Party,
Super Kick,
the Indies. So admittedly, I didn't know enough about them to say that they were the greatest, but I didn't know enough about them to say that they weren't the greatest. I didn't really have an opinion. So when, I don't know if it was you or someone on commentary, it was just said that they are legit the actual greatest tag team, that made me think, okay.
Oh, it's Cody Rhodes who said that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, the greatest tag, I don't know if they said the greatest tag team of all time or the greatest tag team right now, but like, when I'm thinking of all time, I'm thinking of, okay, when I think of the Hardys, Dudleys, Edge and Christian, all these tag teams that I grew up watching, or even the tag teams today, like the Usos and New Day and things who, like, I'm not just talking about entertainment, just wrestling, they are actually genuinely good. Even flipping Revival and stuff like that, or the tag teams and everything, I'm saying these guys are better than all of them. Why? What is it that I don't know? Like, do you know what I mean? So I think anyone who doesn't know that would be skeptical.
Yeah.
I watched the match. It was phenomenal. It was great. Do you know what I mean? We'll talk about the match, that's just the backstory. Before, like, all the comments are like, who the hell is this guy? He doesn't even know but that's just my backstory. There. Yes, I am a full-fledged WWE guy. So all the other shows, New Japan, Ring of Honor, I'm not familiar with. So that's my issue, I suppose. But to say you're the greatest at anything is a very big deal. So am I right in saying that on this table everyone believes the Young Bucks are the greatest tag team?
I wouldn't say they are but they are one of the.
Yeah,
I would say yes.
So I've always, because like I got introduced to them when they were Gen Me.
Generation Me.
Yeah,
no, awful name.
So I got introduced to them when they were then, and even then it's like this. I just liked their finishers and I liked their setup, and I liked the fact that they had the finisher where they do the flip into the tombstone. Right? So I was like, okay, then. So I liked this team. I liked this team in Impact, but then I completely forgot their names and stuff.
Yeah, same.
Until my little brother, who again rides hard for indie wrestling, but he showed me one of their matches in New Japan, not the one where they won the belt or anything. Like, he just showed me one of their matches, and I was like, I remember these guys. I was like, I remember seeing them in Impact, but they were called like something, and I couldn't remember their name.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, but then they're just called the Young Bucks, and they are part of the Bullet Club or whatever. So I was like, Bullet Club, blah blah. And again, my introduction to the Bullet Club was through Tekken.
You can get the actual
character on
costumes.
Tekken who has the Bullet Club. So
Yeah.
I was like, Bullet Club, isn't that on Tekken? And he was like, no, Tekken is. At one of the pay-per-views or New Japan, whatever, it said Tekken on the side. So I was like, okay, so I get it. Blah blah. Sponsors. But so I didn't realize that the Bullet Club were like a huge thing. AJ Styles, Finn Balor still involved, the cover involved. So that's where that whole thing came from. But then in terms of like looking at who the Young Bucks are and all the matches that they've had, they have not had a bad tag team match. And I'm just like, wow, like you look at their backlog, it's really, really good.
Yeah.
And then the fact that they are the AAA champions
Yes.
right now. But I don't know, that's not an AEW thing.
That's Lucha Underground title. I think it's Lucha Libre.
So they got borrowed for the.
Oh yeah, like the promotion thing, yeah.
But it's like at the same time, like even just watching that match, it's like even if you. So again, like in your case, because that was pretty much your introduction to the Young Bucks in that match was like a great introduction. And okay, like when are we going to start talking about the actual match?
We are.
Oh, we're talking actual match now. So for me, my spot of the night was the double Canadian Destroyer.
Double what's that?
Canadian Destroyer. That.
Oh
yes.
I want to be on the apron.
Yes.
He jumped on him on the apron and then he went into it. And I was like, oh my god!
Amazing, man.
Amazing. I was like, oh my god.
That one, and also when it was Ray Phoenix, where he had I can't remember which one he had the arm drag. I think you retweeted it. He had the turnbuckle, super kick, the one that was on the ropes.
Yeah.
Did some crossing bounce.
He walked on his head.
Yeah.
He stepped on his head and just
that was beautiful.
Crazy.
That was, and then he rolled it and did some cutter on the other guy.
Yeah.
It was
so
phenomenal.
fluid, and it was like it all just ran so well. Like, didn't we have any hiccups or anything like that?
No,
that match was
like,
a good little match.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna ask questions because we've been talking about the whole thing. I know we haven't finished, but specifically on this match, right? These matches are great. Why? Because one, they're allowed to do these crazy moves. I'm not just saying it's a spot fest, but they're allowed to do more. They're allowed to do stuff that would be restricted to WWE. Let's just say that, right? But take that element out. What else have they got? Time, right? Can they have that time on a weekly basis? Do you know what I mean? When it shows like you get shows that I don't know how long the TV show's gonna be, an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
Not.
Because I mean, every match on that show was great because they were almost half an hour each. Yeah, I mean,
but then they specified that at the match. It's like it has a half an hour time limit.
Yeah,
2 minutes time limit.
it's true. So I mean, maybe it is really going to be that alternate where it's like done completely different. Because would you get that if the Young Bucks if we didn't have AEW and the Young Bucks made their way to WWE? Would we get that?
Not really.
No.
In all honesty,
Now and again.
in all honesty, taking away time constraints. Sorry. taking away time constraints, but not even thinking about time. Even when you look at something like from back in the day, and looking at tag team matches and stuff, look at the Edge and Christian matches, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, whatever. Their matches weren't long.
No,
Their matches were like 2-3 minutes.
You didn't realize?
No. Their matches are actually like so short, but they were good tag team matches because everything flew well and it told a story. But then now it's almost like in. God, I hate to be comparing, but in WWE again, Supergiant, it just seems like everything has to be better just because of time, and that's like. Even when it comes down to things that women's wrestling, in the women's matches, they used to be able to tell a story and do everything. Like when you watch these like Sunday Night Heat matches with like Jacqueline, Molly Holly, Ivory, all them women. Yeah, all them women on Sunday Night Heat, they would get like 4 or 5 minutes, but they would sell a really good match, and it was like, okay, these are actually good matches. The golden era women's tag team matches and stuff on Raw and on Heat, they would tell a story and do it all in under 5 minutes. And then once it kind of got to the point where they was in the Diva era and their matches were like 30 seconds and stuff, fair enough, that was a bit stupid. But then now they're like, oh, you know, when you give the women like unlimited time, that's when the match is going to be really good. And it's like, not necessarily, because you get some matches that are like 20 minutes long for the women and they're like really crap. Like Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss did not need to be like 15 minutes in that single match. They did not. Because that match was dragged in my opinion. Yeah. But then it's like, again, so in terms of you're saying, so because these matches, they were like, okay, this match is 20 minutes, this match is half an hour, this is this, and then telling us how long it's going to be, or what the time limit is. But then, in being told that, you weren't focusing on the time when you're watching the match because the match was so good. You know what I mean? But then, I don't think that just because they had a lot of time or enough time, that the match was good, because the match could still be short and still be good. Because the Trent Beretta one was short, but that was good.
Yeah.
But that match had a 20-minute time limit, and I don't think it was 20 minutes.
No, it's about 10.
Yeah.
10, 12.
Yeah.
I think it also depends of the fluidity and how much these two people can work together, the chemistry as well. So that also depends on the type of match they're going to have as well. So if, you know, like two people understand, we need to do this in a short period of time to make sure the crowd are still invested in what we're doing, so they're going to have to like sell it to the point where, you know, they can do flips and they can do, you know, kicks and stuff. They could do all that within the constraint space of that limit. Then it's doable. I mean, if they can plan it, work together, and then execute it. So it all depends on that. It doesn't look sloppy. It doesn't look too long. They don't have like, let's say, some weird breaks in between where it just goes a bit like, oh, we've done that move, but what do we do next? You know, sort of thing. So it depends on the chemistry. Fluidity as well.
I guess I'm curious as to when wrestling changed, when tag team wrestling changed, because you mentioned back in the day how the matches really flipped us, right? But all I remember from back in the day was the typical good team versus a bad team, as in the faces and heels. Maybe the typical format would be the heels are overbearing for the first half, then someone would do a back body drop, then they'll both be down, and the crowd are getting hype, and then it's your tag team. And if there were any crazy spots, it might be Jeff walking on the barricade for 3 seconds or whatever. And that were memorable. Those were memorable matches. Those were like, oh my god, this is so sick. But you compare that to what we saw the other night, or even anything on NXT now, those matches aren't great in comparison. So like, when was the demand different? When did what we expect to be a good match change?
I just think it was when people started to be more athletic, because a lot of people now are 10 times more agile than the Edge and Christian or the Dudleys.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. No disrespect to Edge and Christian.
Yeah, no disrespect. But that's how it is.
As those matches are now, they're pretty standard compared to.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the wrestling world is changing. Like lucha, that style, like high flying style, is pretty much the go-to for wrestling now. Even like your in-ring technicians still have some form of agileness to them. Because even if someone like Dolph Ziggler, who, like Edge, is the technician, so when you see his matches, everything happens for a reason. like those things matches and stuff, but then at the same time he still does things like you might see him take like a massive bump, like he'll jump over the rope and bump on the floor, or he'll like fall like neck first off the turnbuckle or whatever for no reason to sell. But then he'll do things like that, but again it will mean something in the match. Get it?
Yeah.
And then so he's still kind of going with the new style of wrestling without completely jeopardizing like his technical style. You know what I mean? Whereas back then it was like, okay, then you're a rap power, like, that's what you do.
I say also for like your big guys within wrestling, obviously your let's say Braun Strowmans or people who are like agile, or something like that. It's very difficult for them as well. Like if they don't have like something more to their game, like say a Samoa Joe, if they can't do flips or they can't do certain movesets that some people be excited by, like Kevin Owens doing like somersaults or things like that. So so if they're not limited, like you say Roman Reigns hasn't got like flips and stuff in his locker. It's very difficult for them to like get over. Like like certain people like Batista as well. Like, Batista's got booed for not having more movesets in his locker, and John Cena and people like that. So
was AOP over in NXT?
They were,
hell
They didn't have.
No.
They just
brute force. I think innovative brute force. Innovative.
As I said, it also depends on like the type of crowd as well, because like who are invested in like how you come across. Because if you don't come across as impactful, or let's say you sell your movesets correctly, or you don't do flips or something, like, or you don't tell a story to the point where the crowd are really invested in it, it can get lost. And then for these big characters, it's kind of the case of, well, where do you go from here? Like, if you can't come over and make yourself known, as in like you're strong, Andre the Giant's, like people back in the days where they used to be so over, Hulk Hogan's, all of that, it's the era of wrestling now. It's completely changed to the point where the demand for big guys is no longer. You know what I mean? People don't want to see, your Undertaker's, for example, or they don't want to see a carbon copy of them. They want to see guys who are going to be like AJ, or going to be like, say, exactly. So the case for old school wrestlers where your big guys are going to get over is the period is no longer.
Yeah. So, well, tell that to Vince.
That's true. That's the thing Vince can't accept.
You still up Lars Sullivan's ass.
That's the thing Vince can't accept. So your big character's always going to try, but they're always going to fail because they don't have nothing else in their locker. Let's say if unless you're agile, or innovative. Or innovative.
Like Kevin Owens is a big guy, he can still move around. Samoa Joe is a big guy, he can still move around.
And see, that's why I like Triple H, because he sees that. He sees that times are changing. He's just trying to get Vince on board. Sometimes he sees the light, more often he doesn't. So it's just the potential is there. It's just trying to get him away from the freaking control board. You know what I mean? That's so until then, because like I don't know if you've seen on like certain news reports, like fans are like complaining about Vince's mindset and he's not moving with the times. And Triple H is liking these tweets on the slide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he sees it, he understands it, but obviously there's little that he can do because, he knows big sweaty men. You know what I mean? Vince, I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you think there's still some cases where you do get your big, not necessarily Braun Strowman type, but basically not your high flyers, where they're not AJ or Seth, and you can still have a good, memorable match where you can say, that was one of the greatest matches this year.
Are we talking about in WWE or in general?
Well, I mean, I can only really speak for WWE, but I suppose, like, for example, would you still get excited? I mean, look, we can say what we will about Brock Lesnar, he's still good and ripped.
Is he?
Right? I mean, he's not like a slow. He's not like
he doesn't box or anything.
You watch Brock Lesnar, you're gonna get excitement. We're bored of Brock Lesnar, the character and the status that he has a story. But as an athlete in the ring,
he's still
he's not good.
I think Brock Lesnar was better back before he came back. Because when he comes back, because his thing now is...
he's definitely limited,
He's changed his completely...
He's like Jin and Tekken, like he was just completely just changed his moveset.
But he's still got that excitement factor, and he can... so when you get something like... I'll just use this example because this was a match I was excited about. You got Lesnar and Orton. The match obviously didn't turn out to be as great as it was, but like matches like that where you've got two people like that can still be good, right? Like, I mean, or you're always now thinking of, I just want to see the AJs and the Seths and the Young Bucks.
I mean, it depends also what Brock does in the ring as well, because like sometimes you have to have the chemistry, as I was saying before.
I mean, he's agile. I mean, he's sorry to cut you, but like,
you got Undertaker, you got Michaels.
It's a case of like how you tell your story in the ring, like, and that's what's going to invest the crowd into it. Because if you're just going to throw a couple of punches and then run across the ropes and close on someone, it's going to be like, I've seen that before. You know what I mean? It's like you're not telling the wrestling story that people want to see.
I'm pretty sure if you wanted to, it could be agile.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to think of someone else who can fit that more, because everyone I keep thinking of is too old. Like, I was going to say Triple H and Batista, but that would have been good 10 years ago. If they didn't have the theme of the Extreme Rules, it would probably
give me what I want, damn it.
So I'm trying to think of someone else. The only thing I can think of is now, I think at Super Showdown we're going to see Triple H and Orton. Lights.
No, that would be like Triple H and John Cena at last year's show.
It's going to be a cash in. It's going to be absolute. And
that was a good match.
What?
With John Cena and Triple H
at the. Was it the Australian one or the Saudi one?
Saudi one.
Yeah, that was a decent match.
It was a good opening match, but it wasn't great in terms of what we come to expect. And again, what we're talking about right now, like the two big guys, and they're too old.
Yeah.
It's like, again, Triple H and
Randy. Like all them, and sorry to cut you, but all those pay-per-views that are abroad, they're forgettable.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing comes out of them. The matches are forgettable. It's either going to be like decent but forgettable, or it's going to be absolute clusterfuck.
Just for the money.
Guys now. The new generation. I mean, you got Drew, becoming like Drew McIntyre. Drew and agile.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what works, because Drew's big and agile, and he can sell moves in the ring as well.
Yeah, that's the perfect size.
You know what I mean?
You don't need no more Lars.
No.
You already have Roman for that.
Strowman. That's a different kind of.
Exactly.
Roman is kind of agile.
No, I'll give it to Roman. Yeah, I think people
he does jump over the ropes
and
stuff. But then with Roman Reigns again, he's just unfortunately this generation.
Roman is not. I think anyone that says Roman is bad in the ring,
no, he's proven
it.
He's proved.
He's just pushed to the moon. That's
that's not his fault. I guess. I mean, like, would you say no to that? You know what I mean?
And even Strowman's a lot more agile than Lucha is.
Yeah, but then I just don't care for Strowman. That's just me, though. I never have done. I mean, I don't care for like redneck people.
Oh wow!
Okay, that's a tangent. Back to AEW.
I just don't care for Strowman. I just never have done. Never have done.
You're gonna get these hands.
I just don't care for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but on the Young Bucks, sorry, we're gonna.
The
Young Bucks match. For me, was match of the night for me. I really enjoy that match.
Bigger than the Cody and Rhodes?
Not because like it just had everything I wanted to see in wrestling. Like in terms of where, you know what I mean, it was back and forth. And it just
fluid.
kept going.
That's what about that's the key word about the pay-per-view. It was fluid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it was moments.
Everything mattered. Everything made sense.
It was where I was just mouth was open, mouth was keeping open. You know what I mean?
Did he do like a brain buster on the turnbuckle or someone?
That was
Jesus
he lifted him up like that.
I've only seen that in video games. I've only seen that in video games.
Right.
That could have went so wrong. That was crazy, but the finish, that finisher was
amazing.
It's
one of the greatest.
I think that's a pay-per-view you can rewatch.
Soon after.
Definitely.
I watched All In 3 times. This one will get like 2 more views for me to critically analyze it and whatnot. This one will definitely get.
You just don't get that, but like TNA never had this. No other promotion had this. You know what I mean? And like TNA got a TV deal. They had like people like the good roster. But
has it trumped NXT? Like the NXT takeovers?
What, has AEW or TNA?
No, it's too early
Double
to
or
say.
nothing. Did it trump any of the takeovers?
No, that's too early. There's too many takeovers to say.
And the thing is that again, okay, so here's another thing as well. So I'm not going to take it away from the pay-per-view Double or Nothing. It was a great pay-per-view, but again, like NXT, these guys had time to rehearse. So this is a reason why again people often forget that WWE pay-per-views kind of have to be what they are, because WWE is very much on the spot calling. But this is why a lot of times again NXT stars get exposed for how bad they really are once they go into the main cards. Like Alexa Bliss, she was great in NXT.
Hey, everyone was great.
When she went to the main card, she was a bit like, okay, she's still really green, because she's not a spot caller. She is a rehearser. Get it? Same with Carmella. Same with I won't say Charlotte because she improved.
She's actually good she's better in the main roster than she is in NXT, in my opinion.
But it's like, so with certain people, I'm going to feel like a male star. that was like exposed to this. But the Bobby hasn't really been pushed when he's been on the main roster. So you don't really have a chance to really see him shine. Elias, again, when he was in NXT, he wasn't really doing much. So
EC3.
Has he really done much on the main roster though?
Not really.
No, I guess that's not really his fault, though, is it?
So it's like when you kind of think of it like...
What about Seth?
No, but Seth wasn't bad when he was on the main roster.
Finn Balor?
Oh, Rusev.
Rusev, yeah.
Oh,
Rusev.
He kind of went straight to the top.
No, when he got in the main roster, he was still a bit shaky in the beginning. Like in terms of him being in ring, not talking about his character. Being in ring, he was a bit shaky. So that showed that he's adjusting to the on the spot calling. Okay. So it's like, you know, certain because
we're gonna say Big E as well. Like, compared to now, I think his early days were a bit.
Yeah, it was like about him back then.
So again, it's like with AEW, it's like this pay-per-view was tremendous. But then again, they've all had time to rehearse and get to be so fluid. So maybe if they've get to the point where it's like weekly show. Fair enough. I hope that they go through the method of long-term booking. But if they get to the point where they have a weekly show and they have reviews and build up and stuff like that, will the same fluidity continue? Is what I'm getting at. But if they don't increase the load in the sense of with WWE, because it is literally a 7-day a week more or less, because they do like TV on Monday and Tuesday, but then on like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday they're probably doing live shows or what's it called? Or anything. And so any time to actually train or rehearse what you're going to do is very minimal. Good Lord. So anytime you're going to train or do anything on the road, it's very minimal. So, you know.
Apart from that sugar.
Come on, I deliberately said that again.
Yeah, no, right.
It would be like, edited out and stuff. And you brought it
Everyone
on.
laughing, kind of like, why would we laugh? But yes, the tag team match for me, someone who didn't know too much about them. It's the type of match that makes you sing. Like, it was a good match, man. It was a good match. A lot of good spots. I will say it was a spot fest, but not in a negative way.
Would you have wanted the title to change?
Sorry?
Would you have wanted, or did you think the titles were going to change?
I thought the titles were going to change because obviously.
I actually thought the other team. I would have been happy with them winning.
Yeah,
they
were brilliant.
It wasn't just the Young Bucks show. The other team, I know I'm not saying their names, but
what was their names?
The Lucha Brothers.
The Lucha Brothers.
They were amazing. You know, it's not. It was really cool. I mean, that's the thing. That's what makes a perfect wrestling match. It's simple as that. If you are literally happy with whoever wins, that is your fault. You know what I mean?
But that's the same with Cody Rhodes and Dustin. I would have been happy. I would have
Zero meta,
I wouldn't have thought it would be cheesy. Look, listen, if Dustin had won, I wouldn't have thought, this is cheesy. I would have thought, no, great. Cody won, I wouldn't have thought, giving it to the future. Whatever. It was great, perfect. Same with that tag team match. If it was the Lucha
Brothers
that won, would have been happy with it.
I honestly thought they were going to win because I figured that.
Looked like they were.
I feel like the Young Bucks are, because again, the whole match I guess is borrowed because the titles and stuff. They're not an AEW thing.
So I thought. Tag team.
Triple A. So I figured that I figured that the Lucha Brothers will probably take it, so then they're going to go back to the promotion with it, and then the Young Bucks are now going to be the face of the AEW brand, but they kept the belt. So okay, cool. So
I think they have like a deal with them.
They must do.
Yeah, they have actually signed like quite a deal with them. So I think that's why they're the Young Bucks hold on to it for a bit. Yeah,
you know, mainstream companies. Which one? Do stuff like
that.
So then after that match, what was it? Was it
the main event? Yeah.
So it was the main event.
It was the main event.
Okay then. So
it was Cody. Sorry, Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho against Kenny Omega.
Against Kenny Omega.
Alpha versus Omega.
And then who the winner? Part 2.
It was part 3.
Part 2, man.
Part 2.
Second match.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're talking about the Okada.
I made the same mistake.
That's what I did.
They had like 3 or 4 matches. I did the same thing.
But and then the winner the winner of this match is going to face Hangman Page for the world title at the next pay-per-view. So thoughts on that?
Okay, so for me, I will go into it. I liked the hype for this match. I loved Chris Jericho's montage entrance. I loved that.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's like you had the 2000 Jericho, you had the This is Jericho, you had this shining jacket, and then obviously he came out as Alpha. Alpha. Yeah. Alright, cool, I get all that. I will honestly say...
Here we go.
I will honestly say that only because of, I guess... Okay, I'm just going to be straight with it. I wasn't into this match. I was bored. Because again, if they're going to do it in this, they did it in the format of, I guess, the 3 big matches were on the back end of the card, right? So then I needed all 3 matches to deliver. 2 of those matches did. The main event did not.
But for me, like this match, like it was pretty much a carbon copy of what their first match was. It was exactly the pace was the same, the aggressiveness was the same. Like it was nothing.
The table bump quite the same as well. For the table bump.
The table that was like they had a similar table bump in the first one. Yeah. But obviously this one was more like the guy just launched himself and trampled him like with the table was still on him. That was not professional. but yeah, like
also, there was a spot with the barricade as well. Was he meant to fall into the crowd? Was he trying not to fall into the crowd?
I think he was meant to.
I think because he was just trying to look
Jericho holding him up, but then he fell into the crowd.
And then he bumped his head on the chair. It was really weird. Like the crowd was still there. Like
I would have said in that moment, if it's really going to be that indie, then why not just fly into the crowd? The crowd would have loved it, but I don't know what their insurance policy is on that.
So this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. I think we emphasize the word big, and I didn't mean big as in size. I just meant not necessarily guys that look and move like the Young Bucks, which is Chris Jericho. Maybe not so much Omega. I think
but Jericho still comes from the cruiserweight background.
He does, but I'm talking about Jericho today. Like, that match wasn't. There were spots, but it wasn't empty. Even Cody and Dustin, the same thing can apply to them technically. They were just 2 wrestlers, right? And my thing is, can you have 2 wrestlers who put on an amazing match equivalent to wrestlers who are more with the high flat? So AJ and Seth, you're going to get that bouncing around the ring. You didn't get that with Cody and Dustin, but they put on just as good as a match.
Yeah.
Same with Chris Jericho and Kenny, some may say. You know what I mean? So,
some may say.
I mean,
I'm not saying it was a bad match. I'm just saying that I was not completely into it.
I will agree in the sense that you had your 3 main events, which were the Young Bucks match, Dustin and Cody, and then Kenny and Jericho.
Yeah, but if you're going to get all 3 votes together like that, then all 3 need to deliver.
So you had Kenny and Dustin on the same level. And if you're going to be critical, yes, Jericho and Kenny, in my opinion, wasn't on that set. They were both 3 great matches. Yeah. But if you're going to critique each, that was the one that was on the set. But at the same time, I don't think I expected that from them. I think I expected something different from them because of just, you expect wrestling, hard hitting. So for them, it wasn't so much, you're not going to get flipping brainbusters on the turnbuckle or something like that. You're not going to get that from them. On top of the fact that, Jericho he still can go, but he's old. Like he's almost 50 years old. You know what I mean? There's going to be certain limitations. I think the focus on them was just right. This is our main event. This is wrestling. No fancy BS. It's just this is wrestling. We might not be the most exciting match in the card, but we're the most important. And I think that's the vibe that we're going for. I think they ticked that box. I think it was a good match. I think from a wrestling standpoint, it didn't necessarily have to be the last match, but in terms of the value, in terms of what it was relating to, or at least what I thought it was relating to, because I thought the title was on the line. In that sense, it should be the main event. So, I get it. It was a good ender because if you ended with one of the other 2 matches, if you ended with the Cody match, then people are just going to say it's because it's Cody. If you ended with the Young Bucks match, are you trying to say that that's more important than whatever Jericho and Kenny are doing? When clearly, with the promotions on Twitter, whatever Jericho's been doing has been the push for AEW on social media. So it has to be the end match. And then obviously we know what happened at the end, which kind of alludes to that. Would it have been the same if Dean or John ran out in the Young Bucks match? It would have been a bit random.
It would have been.
It made sense. Yeah.
So it works.
So then, in all honesty, the way that comes off to then myself, if I'm going to be like critical in terms of how the card is laid out, that's basically the only reason why there wasn't an event. Other than it being that because Jericho and Omega are the big names, or the bigger names, other than that, is because there was going to be a Moxley appearance. So therefore, that's going to be the closer, or that's going to be the biggest thing. So therefore, that has to be the main event now because of that. So then it's like, okay, the main event may not have delivered, but then the ending,
and again, we're not saying it's bad. It's just it wasn't the best.
It wasn't on par.
I think it was smart in a way to put that match last because you put all your focus on all the other matches because it's like, okay, this match is probably not greater than the other 2 as it was last, but it still had something there which people could go, okay, wasn't as great as those ones, but it still did something in the case where it told a story at the end as well.
It delivered on that part.
It kept you intrigued in some point. It may have not intrigued you in terms where it was going to be like the last 2 matches in cases where they were hard hitting. Exactly, yeah. You know what I mean?
These were just a good guy versus
yeah. So you know, it kept it to the point where it had that element, and then it had the surprise at the end as well, which made you go, oh my word, you know what I mean? So it might have not
surprise.
Exactly. So it didn't have, you know, the complete whole catalogue of you know, but in terms of what it had and what it showed off as the main event to lead up to what happened, it was brilliant for me. So I don't really have much qualms about it, but I can get why, you know, you might have a bit of qualms about it.
I didn't have a qualm about it, or just that like I'm saying, that when you're comparing the 3 matches in the bulk and your 3 main matches of the card, rather, because again, so WWE did that thing where they will have like a pay-per-view that's based around 2 or 3 matches, and so one of those matches will be the opener, one is the middle, and then one is the end, or whatever, unless they specifically say, oh no, this is a joint main event, like in the case of Bayley, Sasha Banks, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor, that pay-per-view or whatever. Yeah. So it's like those were the joint main events. So unless they specifically say that, then you know that if these matches are going to be good here, blah blah blah, they split it up so then the crowd are aware of what the matches are to look out for. Yeah. In this case, they bulked their 3 main matches together. So I expect all these 3 matches to be on par, and then the last match kind of just fell a bit flat. Also, I don't know about. I expected it to be more of a high impact finish, like a definitive finish. It was just kind of like an elbow.
They're trying to sell that movie.
Jericho
was saying, "This is my new finisher."
I knew that was going to play a part in it.
Yeah, the Andrade elbow.
I thought the finisher was whack when he announced. He literally made a video about this is my new move, and I thought that's like the second combo move you do when you're creating your player.
Right. Jab.
At the same time, for him to have that move get over, if he was going to win, he has to win with that move. If he won with a code break or the Walls of Jericho, he's just wasted our time killing us.
But it reminded me of that John Cena finish.
That's what I said.
So I mean, it's pointless.
You know that dragon thing punch they do? There's like it's just like a dragon punch.
China or Japan or whatever.
You know what I mean? It was pointless, to be honest. But yes, in the terms of you were saying, right, it made sense to have that opportunity finisher, but it's still a weak finisher. You know what I mean?
It has potential. I mean, at least with the John Cena move, there's no way you can get that over believable. Like, you can get it over, but it's not believable logically. An elbow to the face, if done right, like, if I'm actually doing it right, because even in a real life fight, if I hit you with the elbow hard enough, it will actually knock you out. So if done right, cool.
And it's Jericho, and Jericho is known for getting the most ridiculous things over. He got the word "it" over. You know what I mean? You got a scarf over. You got a pad over. If anyone can do it, it's Jericho.
But you're gonna have to credit the person who takes the move. The person has to sell it.
Sell it.
In that match, I don't think it was so very.
No, it wasn't.
Because I don't think anyone really thought that was the freak out.
No.
Because when I saw, I thought.
Because I thought he did it before. There was a couple times we actually did hit elbows as well.
Just normal elbows, but coincidentally the same move.
So I wasn't really.
There are certain people think about some of the people in WWE, right? There are certain people. They got the opportunity to take that move, they'll take it, you think they die.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of good sellers.
Someone's going to do a backflip or something. The Rock will come back. Sell a backflip.
And then there's also the commentary. The commentators have to make it. It's like, oh my god, he hit the elbow.
Exactly,
Which was another thing. I don't think commentary
table.
No, I just don't. I think I expected more from him.
From JR. Talk about Jim Ross.
JR was just a big name.
I think JR looked out of place for me as well.
Place, and he just wasn't JR I knew. But then even when he came back to WWE and it had a bit of a run, it wasn't the same. I think you get older, don't you? You know what I mean? He's not going to be like how he was when Stone Cold was playing. And then what's he really going to scream about in AEW? But then there were a lot of stuff that happened on that night, including that Young Bucks match that we probably could have got the old JR screaming about. It would have made it a lot better.
Bad God! Oh my God! That day we had a wife.
That's kind of what I did.
You have family, damn it!
No, God, don't do it. Don't do it. And then
make yourself famous, kid.
That's kind of what I wanted from JR. When they said JR was going to be on the commentary,
I was hyped.
I wanted to see that from him. And then when I didn't see it from him, he was very minor skills. These guys are doing what. And then he was saying these things. I was like, JR, come on.
I am very glad to have JR as a memory. I don't need him anymore.
No,
I would love right now. I can't say his name, but he commentated on SmackDown. and he was on NXT. And I think
Ronaldo.
Yes.
He would have killed.
Yes.
He would have killed. That is our modern day JR.
Yeah.
Is our modern
100%.
Yeah.
He 110%.
It was a bit.
He's a beautiful commentator. Seriously.
Yeah.
He should be on the main roster.
He
Put him back on SmackDown. I don't know why he's not on SmackDown. JBL's gone. You ain't got to worry about that no more. Go there, like, you know, I think Tom Phillips is cool. I can't remember who else is.
Corey Graves and get rid of Byron, burn him. Yes.
Why do you not? Hold on. I like Byron. I
don't care if it's a brother. I don't care if it's a brother.
No. The reason you probably hate him is why I like it works.
That's what I'm saying. Him and Corey both work together.
You need a dorky.
You know what I mean? Did Corey Graves call Byron Saxton the sissy the other day?
There was a time when Byron told Corey to shut up.
Oh,
and I thought, wow, like, yo, Byron's getting brave. Like, it was during the New Day entry. Like, shut up, Corey. I was like, oh, snap. And there was awkward silence.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. That he works well with Corey Graves. You know what I mean? So, if you're going to put someone else in his place, they need to be on the same level where him and Corey can battle each other. Like, you know, that's what I like about their relationship, because they're like, he would say something stupid. He'd be like, "Oh, shut up, man! Don't say that." They'd be like, "Oh, what do you mean? I love this guy. They're great." You know, it'd be like, you know what I mean? But it would be funny to the point where you're invested in what you want to have him say next. If he's going to say something stupid next, or he's going to correct him.
So if that's the case, who would you sacrifice then? If you love Byron Saxton so much, Tom Phillips.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. You can't just sacrifice anyone, because it can't just be anyone. Like, for example, there's a color commentator, and then there's the
neutral.
Yeah. So, like, for example, Tom Phillips can't be replaced by Byron or Corey. Like, they're different roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Corey's the heel, Byron's
yeah. So Tom Phillips would be the guy that I mentioned from NXT.
Maranello.
Yeah.
That would be Tom's replacement.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you would sacrifice him.
But Tom Phillips is still good. He's not bad.
Exactly. I wouldn't. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to lose Tom. But you can't have Tom and Morella at the same time.
So then take Tom Phillips and get rid of Michael Cole.
Yeah,
Cole's on the way. Isn't he on Raw?
No, we're talking about one show at a time. But
damn it!
I wouldn't get rid of Michael Cole either. Look, I completely don't. I think people who hate Michael Cole are haters, bro. Michael Cole.
Fuck Michael Cole. I'm a hater.
Michael Cole has been consistent since 1999. Don't chat to me about Michael Cole. You're hating. You're hating. You know what you're hating about Michael Cole? The fact we're going way off the tangent. You're hating the fact that he talks about the network and you can download this and we're sponsored by this. That's not Michael Cole. That's his job. His boss is telling him to do that.
To make him crazy.
In terms of a commentator, there's nothing you can fault him on. He's not doing anything wrong.
He's corny.
I have your attention. I have a message from the general manager.
I think when he was a heel, I thought that was amazing. I thought that was gold.
My only bad thing about him being a heel, that was the era. That was the era when he was slating the women wrestlers, and it's like, stop doing this.
It was comical gold. When he was on NXT and him and Josh Matthews were just literally saying what all of us flipping go in front of YouTube cameras and say, and just basically talking about how this match is rubbish. I thought, this is flipping gold. Like, it's amazing, literally. But I don't know, man. I don't know who I'd replace Byron with now. I like Fatunga. I thought he was cool. I thought he was alright. It was different.
You just mentioned David Otunga.
It was different. Okay,
he's still alive.
Okay, answer the question. What was wrong with him?
What was wrong
with him as a commentator? What was
he
wrong?
Was a
you know when you get like someone who is
like cardboard.
you know when you get like those people who talk on a subject but have no idea what they're talking about. So
they know everything, but they know nothing.
David Otunga was a wrestler for what, 6 months?
Oh,
and yet he's on commentary.
Burn.
Like, bruh, like let's be real here. He had what? One season of that. He was on the first season of NXT. He did the Nexus thing, but barely did anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when it was a tear up, he
won the tag team belts and stuff like that. But then when he went solo, he came out as
Black Chris Masters.
One time. And then he was like gone off TV forever. Then he became the lawyer or whatever, and then he became a commentator.
And then he was accused of beating down Jennifer.
Fine. Okay, fine.
Fine. He was in the light just because of Jennifer Hudson. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Without her, he wasn't shit.
Without her, he wouldn't have gone anywhere.
He wouldn't have gone nowhere. Fuck you, David Otunga. Fuck you, David Otunga. Fuck you, David Otunga. Fuck you, David Otunga.
I section that too.
I don't say that, but I just say that I don't feel like he's in a place to commentate. I don't hate him. It's
You know what it is? Because David the Tongue didn't flip around the ring and.
Oh my god.
That's what it was. That's what it is.
Exactly. Probably pull a muscle. Oh my god. What,
yes, my point was commentary on AEW wasn't great, and I hope it can get better because I think one of the things.
There's one guy that was too preachy.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys being
one of the guys, I can't remember who it was. I wasn't sure it was here, but he was very preachy.
Sound like a brother.
From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for watching.
He had the lucha mask, wasn't it?
Excalibur. He was too preachy. He was really. The mask looked like it was too. Looked like it was getting suffocated. They looked like so tight on it.
I think the things with matches and it's probably the same with football as well. Like the commentary and what you see go hand in hand, right? Which is why I think going to an event live is amazing. Like I've said, listen, even if you are not a wrestling fan, you will have a sick time. But at the same time, you're missing that element of commentary.
Yeah, commentary does make a difference.
That is what you get on TV. It enhances the match. Commentary can almost make a dead match good. Do you know what I mean? Because of the story that they're telling, what they're saying, and the reactions, it makes it that much better. Morello, for example, JR back in the day, it gets you hyped.
I still remember
Stone Cold coming down to the ring. JR would make that 10 times better than it actually was. When Rock would hit the rock bottom, Michael Cole would make that exciting because he would be the one to scream rock bottom, like literally, like.
Spear.
So with the fact that AEW now are giving us 100% great matches, we need to have 100% great commentary.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
So I don't know what the commentary was like at All In. Admittedly, I didn't watch All In. But
you had the commentary was alright. It wasn't. It was kind of the same basically.
Yeah.
For me personally, I feel like most.
Did they have JR as well?
No.
But I feel like with.
See,
for me, commentary outside of WWE always just sounds the same to me, so I'm not really sure.
Say again?
Commentary outside of WWE.
Oh!
Sounds the same to me, so
besides TNA.
I've never really kind of.
Mike Tenay and Thingy, they were good. Don West, they were good. Taz was cool. Taz is good. He knows how to sell. But then, but you're right. Yeah, anywhere other than that, it does sound like that they're phoning it in.
Side note: Renee Young is really great.
Yeah, very good. Even though
two things. I think she's. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was about to say like she's doing great. And you know that she can do better, but obviously she feels like she's being held back.
Yeah, they've said that you talk too much. Like they've said,
there you go.
I've said to her like, no, that's what makes it interesting.
I think the fact,
But now, what's gonna happen now? Because we know what it's like when WWE have a problem with someone and they're married to the other person. Who they're married to suffers. Like we've seen it with. I think Drew McIntyre was married to one woman back in the day. The ECW general manager. They were married. There was problems there. CM Punk, AJB. Like, I don't know, man. Your husband is like one of the main figures in our rival promotions, and you're the commentator on our flagship show.
That is kind of awkward. That is kind of awkward.
She's got a P45 shoot.
Yeah, unless she just cuts out soon.
Yeah,
but they're not stupid. They probably talk about this. I mean, Dino left a few weeks ago.
Yeah. And I saw his Insta, and there's a photo with them two together at the latest recent baseball game. So. Yeah, like it's not that they're hiding what they're doing and stuff.
As long as she's not at an AEW event.
When Paige has to wear a mask in the audience,
yes.
She was like, nah.
Oh, that's shit to do.
Paige was in the audience wearing a mask. You couldn't tell it was her. You know how they found out it was her? Someone took a picture and they zoomed in and saw her ticket stub. That's how crazy these people are.
The ticket stub. What is her name on it?
Her real name.
Yeah, real name on it. Yeah. It was actually
You couldn't tell it was her. It's just crazy. She just happened to be holding it and someone zoomed in and said Syra or whatever.
But and then obviously, you know about John Moxley debuting. What was just quickly wrap this up because we've been on the for almost an hour and a half. But I told you this is gonna be the main focal point. What did you think of his debut? Like, are you fine with his possible feud with Kenny Omega?
Incredible. I mean, like the way it just kind of built up because they didn't give us a clue of what was going to happen. In some terms, Chris Jericho was talking, and I thought it was
even the crowd. Because you know when the crowd usually marks and they usually like chant for like they want someone to come out. No one said that. Yeah, they were just I
know you heard Jericho like talking, and then you just oh, and then he just walks through, and then you're like, oh
he took another disc. He walked through the shield entrance.
Yeah,
the shield entrance.
John Moxley's there. You know what I mean? Yeah, he jumps in the ring, and he's all looking crazy and moving like he's a psychotic again. So you know what I mean? I like
DDT'd everyone. Or almost everyone. He almost did it to Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Threw him outside. They decided a little fight, and then
was good.
yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
I thought it was better that it wasn't just. I mean, if he just DDT Jericho, DDT the ref, DDT Kenny, it would have been just. It would have been really
Yeah, it would've
great,
been fun, yeah.
but it would have been that typical. It would have just been what we're used to.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The fact that Kenny reversed it and it had a tumble outside and then carried on for another 5 minutes, that was different.
Yeah.
Like the person making their debut and that happens, that's
Yeah.
where there's a chance where he might flop his debut.
Yeah,
Like, that's cool, man. That's
yeah,
different.
exactly. And also the defining moment as well. He played the one on the plate
Yeah.
chips.
The
And he
dirty
did.
deeds, dirty
and-
deeds,
no, he did
yeah.
Are they
the.
calling it dirty deeds?
I don't know. I didn't hear.
Hey,
it.
listen.
Moxley
After the
DDT.
dirty deeds,
Yeah.
what I'm saying it was. What was that an AA?
That was blatantly
Yeah.
yeah.
Was that done on purpose, like a dig?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Was that an AA, or are they
thought
just
that
trying to
was an
start it
AA.
out like, oh, just throw
No,
it
I
over?
thought it was an
I thought it was
AA.
an AA.
I didn't realize until he mentioned that. That's an AA. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I was just happy the fact that where Kenny Omega,
Fireman Carey.
I was just happy that wherever Kenny Omega landed on, it wasn't like a sponge pad.
Yes,
It looked hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unlike when it was WWE, as you know, it's usually just
Pads and all that.
pads and shit. So like, I don't want him to be hurting himself.
To an extent.
I'm saying it's still protected, but it looked like it looked damaging.
Cosmetically, it just looked better.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%. Yeah.
WWE
So-
sometimes look like they get thrown into a bed.
yeah, definitely.
That's the elimination chamber now, isn't it? Before it was like
Yeah.
landing on steel and stuff. Now you're literally landing on a bed.
Yeah, it's and like the Shane and Miz at WrestleMania, that was definitely there's a bunch of sponges. That was
Yeah, literally,
you know.
when the thing literally
Yeah.
goes like
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys something. Did you expect CM Punk? Did you want CM Punk? Were you disappointed they didn't come? Like, what was your thoughts
No,
on that?
I don't think. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna. It would been. I think it would have been a bit of overkill if you had John Moxley and CM Punk. But
Or instead.
but I got a feeling the next big pay-per-view is All Out, and it's at the Sears Center in Chicago.
Why is this CM Punk mark?
What? What do you mean?
I just brought it up because that was it was literally John Moxley and CM
Yeah.
Punk, the people for.
Yeah, I get this, and I'm not saying that. I'm not going to discredit CM Punk as a wrestler. I will discredit CM Punk in terms of I feel like he's just very obnoxious.
So
In
it's Jericho.
terms of
And I love
No,
Jericho
no,
growing
no,
up.
no, in the
Jericho's
sense
an AO
of-
right now. And he's not even trying to be a heel. That's just him as a person.
I get that. I get that with Jericho, but again, I kind of feel like Jericho has reason to because of kind of where he's come from and where he's got to. Okay. But with CM Punk, it was like
He was never meant to be in that spot, and he proved
right.
them
And
wrong.
then when he got, but then he kind of CM Punk essentially is what Sasha Banks is doing now, isn't it? Except the only difference is that he actually left,
yeah,
and she's kind of keeping
it's
her
in limbo.
contract.
Yeah.
So it's like he actually left and stuff, and then he did that, huh?
Neville as well.
Yeah, so they just kind of just walked out and did that, but then it's almost like the fan. Okay, maybe it's just more that because I feel like the fans would just kind of run him into the ground in terms of they overkill CM Punk chance and stuff. And it's like, what do you
of
want?
course, yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like, okay, so
Yeah.
if he just turns up in WWE, what would that achieve for anyone? Kind of thing.
Well, for the company, that would be a huge spike in ratings. But other than that, like,
It'd be more beneficial to WWE than him.
of course,
because it would make him,
more than
look
he
weak
did them.
because he walked out because he was unhappy.
Yeah, of course.
For him to just go back is a bit like, huh?
Yeah, of course.
He'd
Yeah,
probably be coming back for the fans though, and that would be respected.
Maybe, yeah.
yeah. But
All the
then,
money.
but because but because he's probably like, again, it's the trust issue. Like they could easily capitalize on it if it was handled well, but. Because unless he doesn't have creative control, they could easily fuck it up and then make it
If he
underwhelming.
comes back, he has to like literally keep being the title. He cannot come back and go back to what he was doing, like
That's what I'm saying.
mid-card feuds, like
That's what I'm saying. So,
which has
like,
happened. We've seen people come back and then
Bobby Lashley?
Drew McIntyre, like
There you
you
go.
know, all these
Perfect
people.
prime
Main
example.
events outside. So if CM Punk comes to AEW, I wouldn't be upset, but at the same time, I still feel a bit like because it's just kind of like I was so invested in him in WWE. So for him to kind of just kind of like how everyone seemed to have forgiven Stone Cold for walking out. Everyone forgave him, and it was kind of like okay. Then so when he came back, it was almost like he was like accepted with open arms kind of thing. It's like I feel like so. Like I say, if CM Punk was to go back to WWE, I'd kind of be a bit like
Yeah.
Like
I don't want him to go over
you know,
WWE.
like why are you back kind of thing. But then to see him in AEW, it's a bit like, okay then, so yeah, it's different, but at the same time I still kind of feel like I'm still like butthurt from him leaving us in WWE, how he left us, so it's a bit like...
So that's a lose-lose for you then, isn't it? Because
I don't really, that's what I said, that's like, why are you such a I don't really care now, I've gone past it.
The selfish me feels like you like, right, you deserve this, but then as a person you have to do it. Look, if someone is, we talk about like just day jobs, like if someone is making you unhappy, you gotta do what's right for you, because that mental health is a serious thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if
you walked out on me, damn it!
Without going crazy, it's like when someone dumps you or when they pass away or something. The selfish you is like, oh, why can't you still be here? Whatever. But the logical is that you understand it. You know what I mean? They have to go or whatever. They have to do what's right for them. So we don't want to see it like that, because we're fans and we're just gassed and hey, he's not my TV anymore. But it's not that black and white. He wasn't happy. Forget about the obnoxious side where he wants to be at a certain level and he's not giving a card. Just injuries even and stuff like that. Probably could have been handled better on both parties, but this is what we've got. I agree with the chance. Like, essentially, as good as he was, to be blunt, and no one wants to admit this, he's not relevant anymore. No. So when we're watching matches with superstars who have debuted after he's left, and we're still seeing CM Punk,
of course,
that's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. I totally agree.
It would still be the biggest return of like the decade.
Yeah, it would.
But just money-wise, business-wise, it would be. Yeah. Forget about what it leads on to. He might return and then completely bomb. But the return would be remembered for you know, and whoever.
He is like the hardest free agent, but that's not really in the industry. It's kind of weird.
But I don't think he wants to. I think he's got a good thing. He's doing Marvel, he's doing UFC. He doesn't need to do anything.
He doesn't have to.
He's even said himself he doesn't even know if he can still do it no more. Like talk in front of a crowd, because like he's been out of the game for a while.
Of course,
he's lost weight, he's smaller. Like he's I don't know.
205 Live needs some help. But that aside, like,
we want CM Punk, but do we need CM Punk?
No, we don't need him. No, of course not.
Might need him.
Yeah,
of course.
Oh yeah,
especially if AEW is here. There you go. Of course.
So I'm happy.
What's the beef?
I wasn't really let down when CM Punk. I thought cool, but I didn't walk away thinking
you got Moxley at the end of the day.
And like I said, after Cody and Dustin, even if Moxley didn't show, I would have been happy. Moxley was a bonus, and I'm very intrigued. I'm cool to.
But like I'm saying, I'm not saying that the All Out pay-per-view is going to be shit without CM Punk. It would just be a perfect setting if that would happen. You know, like even if he plays in a non-wrestling role, he could be like general manager or something to warm him, to just warm him up. And if he does have a match in later pay-per-views, then fine.
When is All Out?
That's in August.
Oh, so there's one in June.
Yeah, Fight for the Fallen.
So All Out is in August.
Yes.
So am I right in saying that would probably be around the time of SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're gonna have to go. I mean, are we expecting something big on SummerSlam? Is SummerSlam gonna be the pay-per-view then? You're gonna have to be like.
No,
the next one. It's the next one officially. Isn't it?
What? Can't be Extreme Rules, no?
Isn't that after SummerSlam?
I don't know. They messed up. Extreme Rules used to be after Mania. Then they moved it.
There's 2 months in between. So
but they're doing Super Showdown.
Yeah, that's in June.
I feel like
what's in July?
I don't think
it's not SummerSlam.
It's Extreme Rules.
It must be Extreme Rules then,
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. This year they fucked it all up.
It's Extreme Rules. I don't even count those.
I think Backlash is still happening. I don't know when.
That's the one that's after SummerSlam, isn't it?
It must be, because that used to be.
That back to me when I grew up, Backlash used to be the start of the calendar.
That's after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But that was the days of like fully loaded Judgment.
Of course,
over the edge. No,
what's the dumb? I think it's in. They changed Extreme Rules. It's called Stomping Grounds. That's the new pay-per-view. That's the new pay-per-view now. They changed Extreme Rules. It's the Stomping Grounds. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I think
might as well, isn't it?
Rounding this all together, are we going to collectively say that we don't even need to rate AEW?
10 out of 10.
We're all going to
every single match
I'll give it.
Every single match was good.
I'll be that one. I'll give it a 9. I can't give it a 10 only because I'm a harsh grader.
Yeah, same.
There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
I will give it a 9.
Commentary wise,
the segment and the commentary, the backstage segments and commentary were like not being cocky and that, but a 10 is everything's perfect.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
But even if everything was perfect, you're still room for improvement. So you never give them trouble. So even when you go,
like
when I do feedback at anything, any feedback I ever give people, you can have been perfect. There's still always room for improvement. Still.
Yeah, no.
So it's like even when someone gives you 5-star treatment and stuff, I'm gonna give you a 4.5 at least because there's always something that you could have done better.
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
I'll give it a 9.
I'm gonna go 9.2.
Dude, we raised
Fine.
No, keep your 9.2. I'm not in charge.
Fine. No, alright, 9.
I'm gonna give it a 9.9. that's just
your
me,
0.1 for improvement, yeah?
Yeah, 0.1 for improvement.
Either way, like, we all at least give
they
it
literally they did a mic drop and then just said, "Your turn, WWE." That's what they did. That's what they literally did.
WWE are gonna do?
That's what I want to know. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, I'm not talking about WWE. I'm not talking about WWE responding to tweets or even ratings. I'm now talking about AEW has put on that.
Yeah.
You're in charge of WWE. You're not stupid. You're aware of what's happened. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Are they still gonna? Because they could technically still just be like, "Hey, we're WWE. We know whatever we do, you're still gonna watch," and they could still give us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Nothing's gonna change once Vince McMahon's in charge.
So you think Raw onwards this week is still gonna be the same old?
Yeah, I'm faring the worst.
Even SummerSlam when it's around the same time as all that, or even whatever.
No, I got a feeling like I think in Vince's mind this was like it was just a one-time thing. If they continuously do it until up to SummerSlam, then that's when Vince will be like, "Oh, okay, shit, I need to bring back the Attitude Era."
To be fair, they didn't do anything around this time to contrast all. Double or Nothing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So I got a feeling about saying, "All right, that was just one."
Unless
one time.
Brock Lesnar winning was their way of doing that.
If that wasn't that, they shot themselves in the head.
Exactly.
But at the same time, with so what were you?
Yeah.
So you said what they're going to respond.
Yeah. How are they going to?
What did you just say?
If AEW would do it continuously.
Yeah, they have to wait
but then so in that case, then so that would basically mean that we're not going to get anything.
Not anytime soon.
Because it's not continuous right now. It's a one-time show.
Yeah.
In which case, you don't kind of change your entire product based on one show.
No.
But you still got to respond though. If a one-time show is basically better than anything you're currently doing, you have to still adjust.
Of course.
Because if you already know that you're struggling and people are
that's what I'm saying. WWE is a juggernaut, so like they know it doesn't really matter.
It does not matter. They could give us Roman Reigns 6 matches on Raw. There will still be enough people watching.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Kids.
Exactly. They have to be really hemorrhaging in merchandise, ratings. They get threats from Fox for them to actually pull.
WWE flop 10 years from now.
I don't know. They're not gonna flop. But it's gonna come to a point where they're edging that, and then they're gonna pull it back, and then start competing with AEW. Exactly how it was with WCW, where they were running things for 57 weeks in a row, whatever it was.
That was all down to the end of doing it.
Exactly. So it could easily take one thing for it to skyrocket AEW. It could take CM Punk.
CM Punk.
There you go.
Interestingly enough, you said that like it would probably usher in, I guess, the new Attitude Era. But okay, so but then with
Sorry about that, guys.
Era, remember, all that really was just an introduction of extremely sexualized content and a lot of violence.
Yeah.
Right. With AEW, this pay-per-view wasn't any of that.
No, but obviously that was
even the violent level was still on par with WWE. There wasn't really much weapon usage.
Yeah, of course.
Anything like that.
Same thing was done better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just different times.
They said TV14, but I think that's only because they planned to bleed in the Dustin Rhodes match or whatever.
And a couple of times Stingy said asshole. But that's about it.
I was going to say they didn't know what's fair though.
MJP said asshole. But I think obviously different times. I mean, like definitely if you could take the Attitude Era back then and try to bring it to 2019, WWE would get cancelled straight. You know what I mean?
No,
everyone's way too sensitive.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Yeah, but then at the same time, it would just mean that they just have to change their target. So they wouldn't have the sponsors they have. They wouldn't have the fan base. They could still run. It would just be different. And different might make them a bit niche. So their audience might increase.
Yes.
Because there'll be a lot of people who want that. But you just have to cater it different. So they might have to air on a different channel.
That's what I said.
And yes, they would still have little issues. I mean, John Cena does a little freestyle that's a bit controversial, and everyone's up in arms about it. Like, you know, was it in America the CC, whatever, like the FCC or whatever. So you're gonna have those issues, but again, that's where the juggernaut comes in. If you're a juggernaut, you can handle it. BBC get complaints every day.
Exactly.
You put a shady black character on EastEnders, problem. You know what I mean? No one's cancelling EastEnders. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Very true. Very true. So yeah, there you have it. So yeah, that is our thoughts on AEW, ladies and gentlemen. WWE, watch out.